We celebrate India's freedom every year. But what if I told you that the freedom struggle was much bigger than the few names you learned in school? Thousands fought, sacrificed, and even died, yet their stories barely made it into our textbooks. Today, let's uncover some of the hidden stories of our India's freedom struggle. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the latest update series of Mastoora. So, let's discuss about the most important topic of India's freedom struggle. So, the freedom struggle didn't begin in 1857. Long before the revolt of 1857, people across India were resisting British expansion. From the Paikar rebellion to the Santhal rebellion, different communities challenged colonial rule in their own ways. Second, Rani Gandhili, the young rebellion from northeast India. At a very young age, Rani Gandhili joined the resistance against British rule in the northeast. She was arrested by the British and spent years in prison. Her contribution remains far less known outside the region. Then, Alluri Sitaram Raju, the tribal resistance leader. In the forest of present-day Andhra Pradesh, Alluri Sitarama Raju supported tribal communities against oppressive British policies. His rebellion became one of the significant episodes of resistance in colonial India. Then, women were more than a just women were more than just a few famous names. Women played crucial roles in India's independence movement. Aruna Asaf Ali became a prominent figure during the Quit India movement, while Usha Mehta secretly operated the Congress radio, helping spread messages during British censorship. Then, it wasn't one moment, it was many. India's independence emerged from decades of different forms of resistance: non-corporation movement, civil disobedience movement, quit India, revolutionary movements, tribunal uprisings, workers, protests, and resistance within the armed forces. So these were all about the legends of our freedom struggle. So let's discuss more about some women in the vanguard. So, in Hindi, we can say it is written as the the Agrim Pankti ki Mahilaएं. So, let's discuss about these leaders also. So, women in the vanguard. Then the first leader is the Matangi Hazra, the local activist who demonstrated remarkable courage. Then the Karnataka Bora, fearless student leader, sacrificed her life for the flag. Then Randhi Gandhilini, I discussed here also, fierce tribunal leader challenging British rule at a young age. Then we have our roots of tribal resistance, the colonial exploitation and the unjust land policies, forced labor, then the fierce tribunal resistance movements. Then you have the synthesis, the complete picture about about that, the as the different regions, then the diverse communities, varied backgrounds. The India's independence was forced not by a few famous leaders, but by the collective sacrifice of unsung millions. That now just I conclude my words by just saying that history is not just about the names written in bold letters in our textbooks. India's freedom was built on the courage of millions, many of whom remain unknown. Their stories may have been forgotten, but they were never insignificant. So, I hope you like the way of my explanation and you like the topic. So, for further more updates, you can join our Telegram channel. If you want this to the top If you want the PDF of this topic, so you can join our Telegram channel. The link is mentioned below in the description box. Thank you so much.